Hello, I'm François Réau, French visual artist. I'm happy to share with you my few impressions and motivation about this particular period from Paris in France. Here everything is fine for me. I continue to work on future projects despite the current uncertain world situation, and finally my daily life is not so different today because I live part of the time confined in my studio when I work on my projects. I have indeed several projects, almost 10 for the moment, which have been postponed this year, but I continue to work on it, and I hope that the opening of these exhibitions will be done in a few weeks, maybe a few months. In addition, I have other projects that were created during this confinement period and in which I am happy to participate. To the extent that I stand as a witness to what's around me, this situation is already having an impact on my work. I have developed a new production since the beginning of the contentment, since mid-March, and which deals with the medicinal garden or garden of simple wines, called in Latin Hortus Medicus. It is a place where one cultivates particularly plant with medicinal properties, also called simple or officinal plants. I started a series of a few drawings of flowers or medicinal plants at the end of the last year when COVID appeared in China. Then I decided to continue this series on a daily basis with the start of the contentment established in France. In my work, I have always been interested in flowers or plants, whether for their symbolic, historical, biological, or poetic appeal. Last year, I already had the opportunity to work on this thematic with the Museum of Saint-Roch in Issoudun in France for my solo show, which was historically, at the time of the Renaissance, an hospital or a place where people were treated. Maybe some people will realize the need for art in such a situation of confinement, even relative. Could we apprehend it without books, films, or image? And we also know that life is impossible without artists or without art. For my part, I have not rethought the value of art because it's something that I always been essential and primordial for me, whatever the event I have gone through in my life. I do not know if art must respond to reality, but slowing down, postponing events, and sometimes cancelling them redefine the creative process. And therefore, for artists, there will be an influence and modification on their work. This is obvious. There are several ways of responding to reality. For my part, my work is rather focused at the moment on proposing or giving a plastic response of a more poetic order. What I have been trying to do in installation for years, and that I have proposed with an economy of means, is that they weave links between dreams and reality, and that they will become the instruments of poetic metaphor, which will offer the high potential for reenchantment. Yes, of course, and to bounce back from my previous answer, the reality of things in relation to this crisis has also changed a lot in the nature and the rhythms of the elements. We also find in my work the thematic of temporality, space, human fragility, which are things that reality brings into play right now in an urgent or necessary way. My daily life essentially resembles that which I know before this crisis. I live and work in my studio in Paris. The loneliness caused by confinement is certainly more familiar to the artists we are used to. What I missed are especially the exhibition in museum, moment of sharing with my friends and artists, and that we have with art or musical show, for example. Yes, of course. Here we are in my studio. Behind my, you see a big drawings uh, on which I am working, and which deals, as I explained earlier, with my quest to reveal the incessant movement of nature at the heart of a cycle that transforms all things.